So you want to become a full-time day trader. Well, in this video, I'm gonna go over 6 different steps that I would take if I had to restart to becoming a full-time day trader. Now, this is a question that I've been asked so many different times over DMs, in Discord, on webinars, on YouTube comments. You could literally imagine how many times I've been asked this question. For those of you guys that don't know who I am, my name is Raul. I've been day trading for the last 7 years, and I've been day trading full-time for the last 5 years. You guys can literally scroll through my entire YouTube channel and look at all of the videos that I posted regarding day trading and look at a lot of my accomplishments. I was one of the first individuals to get a 6-figure payout on a funded company, and I've had tons of different payouts on funded companies. Not just that, I've made multiple 6 figures in a single trading day with withdrawal proof. Literally, the video that I posted before this video, I ended up breaking down the position that I made $134,000 on while withdrawing $107,000 in that video, to show you guys obviously that I do not trade with demo money and that I trade with live capital, and show you guys not just the possibilities but just being transparent to you guys and showing you guys what's actually obtainable and achievable inside of this market. Before this video actually does start, you guys could join my free Telegram that I have with the link down in the description. Along with, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram for obviously daily updates. Last but not least, we are roughly a week away from the launch of the War Room. So if you guys would actually like to trade indices with me live on Zoom, we're going to be launching on the 28th. So you guys can actually go down to the link in the description, fill out the application process, and you will be notified if your application did accept it to actually join me live on Zoom and trade with me every single week to ultimately learn from me, grow together, and hopefully catch some of the same trades that I actually catch. So again, this video, I'm gonna basically discuss how I would go about full-time day trading. Now, I know everybody's situation is gonna be very different, but this is the route that I would actually take. So the very first thing is actually getting educated and getting started. You need to be familiar with all of your trading platforms. You need to be familiar with all of the trading terminology, what price action is, technical analysis, fundamental analysis. You need to get familiar with just day trading. And what I mean by getting educated, I mean there's tons of different mentors out there. Just find a mentor that you think is showing you as much transparency as they possibly can, and verifying their results as well to make sure that they're not trading obviously demo capital. Once you actually do that, if you want to go with that mentor, great. But there's also hundreds of free resources online. Like I said previously, I do have a free Telegram where you guys can check out in the link in the description. So there's, again, tons of free resources online. The difference between the free resources and getting an actual mentor and learning from that individual directly is that they've already made tons of mistakes inside of the markets, and they're showing you what actually to do, what to do and what not to do in the markets. So it'll only shorten your learning curve. So the second thing that I actually wanted to discuss is actually identifying what type of trader you are, whether you're a scalper, a day trader, a swing trader, doesn't matter. That needs to be identified off the bat, and you actually have to stick with it. And again, make sure that trading style actually suits your lifestyle and your personality. That is going to be super important. And then you need to build a routine around that trading style. So I'm actually a mix of both of a scalper and a day trader. Ultimately, the type of trade I'm going to take on that specific day really just depends on volume and opportunities in the markets. If I can hold my trade for a longer period of time, I definitely will, to try and allow my winner to run as long as possible. But if sometimes only taking a scalp is the best option on that specific day, then I'll only scalp. So if I was an individual again in the markets starting from zero, first and foremost is you need money to actually make money in day trading. There's platforms that cost money, there's fees involved, especially when you're investing into really good trading journals, and overall trading costs money and you need money to make money. So the very first thing that I would actually do is, since I'm a scalper and a day trader, I'm going to be trading the morning session of the New York session, which the trading day starts at 9:30. I would definitely look for a 9-to-5 job anytime after 1 p.m. where essentially that at 1 p.m. is where I would be clocking in and working throughout the entire afternoon all the way to nighttime, so I could dedicate the morning to actually trading. With that being said, I'm gonna give you guys a random example that I'm working from roughly 1 p.m. to about 9 p.m., which is roughly 8 hours. That's the example I'm gonna go with in today's video. And again, you guys can just take these examples and try and apply it to your own life. So when you're trading Forex, you can also trade the London session and the Asian session, where the Asian session starts roughly around 8 p.m. and the London session starts roughly around 3 a.m. So maybe those are different alternatives for you guys to look into as well. But for me, again, the job that I'm going to be kind of looking for is trying to get like an afternoon type of 9 to 5 job where I'm working from roughly 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. so I can actually focus and dedicate my entire morning on trading solely. So with that being said, you need to be able to build a trading routine that suits, again, your trading style and that fits and works around your 9 to 5 job. So there's 3 core components inside of a trading routine. You need to have a dedicated time for your pre-market analysis, a dedicated time to actively trade and look to enter positions and exit positions in the markets, and then you need to have a dedicated time to actually do your post-market analysis. So giving you guys my example, again, I'm going to be trading the New York session where I'm going to be trading indices. So I'm going to be trading the stock market open, which opens up at 9:30 a.m. EST Monday through Friday. So with that being said, my pre-market analysis time is going to be in between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. And I'm only going to be scanning the 3 indices, which are going to be the US 30, S&P 500, and then we have the NASDAQ. So what you're going to be doing in the pre-market analysis is basically, again, formalizing a hypothesis on market direction using an if and then thought process. And this is where you're basically building your trading plan for that day for maybe a specific asset such as the S&P 500, US 30, or the NASDAQ. So I'm going to dedicate that entire hour of the day to just my pre-market analysis. Then my active trading time, since again, remember, this is the second part of your trading routine. My active trading time is going to be in between 9:30 and 12 p.m. before I actually have to go to work. So then again, the second part of your trading routine is active trading, where you're going to be entering and exiting positions, or at least where I would be entering and exiting positions. And from roughly 9:30 to 12 p.m. is where I'm going to be actively trading, and I'm going to dedicate and just solely focus on actively trading during that time frame. Now, I'm gonna give you guys an example. Let's say I take a position at 9:45 and I close my position at 10. You still have to have rules on how many trades you could take a day. If that's 2 trades a day, fantastic. If that's 1 trade a day, fantastic. For me personally, my first trade of the day is actually green. I'm done for the day. My first trade is a loss or a break-even trade. Then I allow myself one more opportunity to potentially catch a move and make money inside of the markets. And if that trade ends in green, then I'm done. No matter if I break even or end maybe a little bit green on the day, or I'm still maybe a little bit in the red, but I'm only taking 2 positions a day max. So those 2 positions I could have been trading the entire trading session on that specific day, which is 9:30 to 12 p.m., which is again the free time that I actually have to dedicate myself to just watching and analyzing the markets before, again, I have to go to work at around roughly 1 p.m. Then obviously at 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. I'm actually working, and then I get out of work, let's call it at 8:30, and I'm actually home by 9 o'clock. That's when I'm gonna be doing my post-market analysis, where I'm gonna be reviewing the trades I took on that specific day and looking at my pre-market analysis notes and comparing both to see if I followed what I said in the pre-market analysis, if I was right on my hypothesis, if I traded that specific plan on that trading day, and literally just journaling everything that I have to journal to get done with my pre-market analysis and follow the same routine on the next day. So this is a routine I would actually follow until, again, I'm consistently profitable. What do I mean by consistently profitable? Month after month, quarter after quarter, year after year, I'm finding myself in the green. Now, does that mean that you have to wait 2-3 years of profitability to make other decisions in your life? No, not at all. But what I would definitely do is look at least a span of a quarter to 2 quarters, so 3 to 6 months to determine if I'm profitable or not. So again, profitability is going to be very different for everybody, especially in the way trading works. And depending on your trading system and trading style, you could be red for an entire quarter, but then be green for the rest of the year. Just keep that in mind. But if I'm roughly profitable, and if I end quarter by quarter green, and I look at the last 2 quarters of progress and I'm green, then that's where I would consider myself consistently profitable. Again, the average statistic is 90% of traders will lose 90% of their trading capital within 90 days. So if you find yourself outside of that, then you're already doing what 90% of these traders out there are not, and that is a good stepping stone for you. So that is going to be the 3rd step after building your trading routine, is becoming consistently profitable, working on your edge every single day. And again, I would give myself roughly 3 to 6 months of data, and I would analyze that data and see if I came out on top or not. And if I did come out on top, and again, it really just depends on the returns that you're making in the markets too. If you average 5% a month, that's absolutely fantastic. But again, the very third step to becoming a full-time day trader is finding consistent profitability in the markets, and this is the hardest part. So after I were to find consistent profitability in the markets and I'm trading my small live account, no matter whatever the size is, if it's $5,000, $2,000, $500, $10,000, I want to see that I'm making a return on my investment month after month, quarter after quarter. Again, keep in mind that you could have one month where you end a little bit in red, a little bit in the break-even phase, or maybe even a little green, or really great in the green. You know, it just depends on your trading system, your trading style, and of course the market environment. But again, if I find myself where I'm making a profit very consistently month after month, and at the end of 3 to 6 months, I'm still green, and then again, at that point in time, I would be looking into getting a funded account. So the fourth step I would actually take is look to getting funded. There's tons of different funded companies out there. As you guys may or may not know, Leveled Up Society offers $400,000 in funding on their 2-step challenges and up to $500,000 in funding on their 1-step challenge, where you get to keep 85% of the profits you actually make. So with that being said, I would slowly start to scale funded accounts, and I would try to get the max allocation from as many funded companies as possible. Let's just say I go my top 3 favorite funded companies. Let's just say I get an account with funded company A. Let's just say I get an account with funded company B, and I get an account with funded company C. Let's just say those 3 funded companies allow you to get up to $400K in trading capital. Then essentially, if I can get the max allocation for each funded company, I now have $1.2 million in funded accounts. So now my goal with those funded accounts would be to connect my personal account and the 3 funded accounts to a trade copier where they're all taking the same exact positions. And again, I would focus on having a tight risk management system so I don't risk losing one of those funded accounts. Now, once your live account and the funded accounts are now under a trade copier, my goal would simply be to make anywhere between 5 to 10% on a monthly basis. Because again, if you're able to make 10% on a monthly basis, which is absolutely great, I would then be making roughly $120,000 a month off of my $1.2 million in funded accounts, which I'm only funded by 3 different companies, and I'm able to make roughly 6 figures a month off of those funded accounts. Now, let's just say you end up getting paid out roughly $100,000 after the funded company takes their profit split and you take your profit split. You have a total net profit of $100,000. Immediately, what I would do is put 50% of that into my own trading account and then keep the other 50% and actually save that money. Now, in the meantime, while I have those extra 50 grand in savings, I'm gonna continue to trade on my own live account that I now have just added an extra $50,000 worth of funds because of the funded companies. And I'm going to continue to trade on that trade copier. So then I can again try and make that goal of reaching 5 to 10% on that specific month. Now, obviously it's not gonna play out exactly like that. There may be months where you make more than 10%. There may be months where you make less than 10%. There may be months where you even break even. The point is I would continue to trade my live account along with the funded accounts as well. Because again, on the funded accounts, your goal is just to make as much money as possible until you have enough money in your own personal trading account to where you could then not have to trade funded capital anymore. Because remember, funded accounts are not your accounts and you can't pull out all of the money from that funded account. So your goal shouldn't be just to be a funded trader for the rest of your life. It should just be, okay, I'm gonna use these funded companies as leverage to deposit into my own trading accounts. Then we're gonna be moving on to step 4, which is building multiple sources of income. So now that you have your income from your funded accounts and your own personal trading account, as your trading account is slowly compounding and growing because you're actively depositing half of your profit from your funded account to that trading account, you're gonna see your trading account is gonna grow a lot quicker while you're constantly depositing and while you're actually making a return on your investments inside of the markets. While I'm doing that, in the meantime, what I'm gonna be doing is starting a side hustle or starting a different type of business. And again, I just wanna get as many sources of income as I possibly can because I never wanna rely solely off of my trading profits. I don't wanna do this simply because when you rely solely off of your trading profits, it's gonna build a huge pressure for you that'll probably make you make emotional decisions. And I don't want you guys to have unrealistic expectations. I'm gonna tell you guys straight off of the bat, you should have multiple streams of income. So it doesn't matter if you get into drop shipping, if you get into SMMA, just build some form of a side hustle that's gonna replace your 9-to-5 job. Now, of course, you can use your trading profits to invest into a business, to make different investments. You wanna have different investments, and obviously you wanna have different sources of income. And then once you're ready and you have X amount of months of expenses actually saved up in cash, X amount of years of expenses actually saved up, then that's when you can actually exit your 9-to-5 job and put all of your strength, effort into your multiple streams of income and into your trading. And then that's when you can successfully go full time. So I hope this video gave you some form of a guide or some form of insight as to how you can go about becoming a full-time day trader. Again, if you guys want to come learn how to trade from me completely for free, you guys can join the free Telegram down in the description. I'm posting educational videos on the free Telegram literally weekly. And again, we have the War Room launching in roughly the next 7 days on the 28th. So if you guys want to trade live with me, make sure you guys apply with the link down in the description. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Take care, everybody.